get the rest and exercise and proper diet that your body was designed by God to have. Now that is not number 1, that's number 11. But I will say it because you all are embodied human beings. And God has ordained in His strange providence that what we eat, how we rest, and how we exercise affects our emotions. We can't equate bodily feelings with spiritual emotions. But I have a whole chapter on the mysteries of the interplay of body and soul in my book, in which I wrestle, and all it is a wrestling, because these are mysteries to me, as to how a spiritual reality, which I will have in heaven when I don't yet have my body. So like right now, my mother is in heaven, and her body is over at Woodlawn Cemetery. But she's filled with emotions toward Jesus right now, without a body. So I know that bodily feelings, tremblings, and the kinds of excitements that you associate with the body are not equal to spiritual affections. But oh, are they interwoven? You can hardly tear them apart. And so it is, I'll give you an example. It's the fall of 1971. I'm sitting in a pantry, which I turned into a study, on the 3rd floor of 22 Preisingstraße in München, Deutschland. In Munich, Germany, where I was studying for 3 years. And I read the most obvious sentence in Galatians: the fruit of the Spirit is patience. Okay? Holy Spirit, please, I'm not a very patient person. Would you please grant me to be more patient with Noel, more patient with bus drivers and other people? And then I discovered this very paradoxical, contradictory, frustrating reality. My patience level rises and falls with how much sleep I get. And then I got really scared. Well, now, which is it? A fruit of sleep or a fruit of the Spirit? That's a very profound question. If patience is a fruit of the Spirit, how come mine is going up and down with how much sleep I get? I'm crabby with no sleep, and I'm a relatively easygoing, long-suffering person when I get enough sleep. Now, here's my best shot at an answer. One of the ways that the Holy Spirit works is by humbling me enough to realize I'm not God, and the world can get along while I sleep. You can make good enough grades with some sleep. You can be a good enough husband with some sleep. You don't need to stay awake and run the world. Just become unconscious 1/3 of your life. That's a very humbling reality. That God would ordain that human beings be unconscious 1/3 of their life is just mind-boggling to me. There's got to be a strong theological meaning for that. And the meaning is, you're not God. I'm God and I never sleep. Psalm 121. And so the Holy Spirit gets at my patience, not just directly. And He can do that for a doctor who has to stay up 3 days in a row. He can make a doctor patient after 2 nights with no sleep. He can do that. But ordinarily, the Holy Spirit says, quit playing God and playing fast and loose with your body. I made you to need a certain number of hours of sleep, and I'm going to humble you until you acknowledge that. So He can come at it indirectly as well as directly. And that's the work of the Holy Spirit. Same thing with eating and same thing with exercising.